Hey guys, welcome to another review, and tonight I'll be doing Port Adelaide and Geelong. Powered by 43, as we can see at the top of screen. Deaths, taxes, Geelong playing another disappointing final. Check. Yes. How many more of these can we endure? I'm sick of making top four and not making it count. We kicked 5-12 last year in the qualifying final against Port, the corresponding qualifying final, and what do you know? 5 goals, 13. So it looks like we're improving year on year, and then Port won by 43 this time around. So I think it was quite generous, to be honest, because as you can see, Port had a number of chances and didn't really kick straight as they would have liked. But yeah, again, just a super disappointing result. It's a continuation. It just happens year after year, and I'm just so over it. People will say, "Oh, you're so lucky to get to play finals all the time." Well, it sucks losing them all the freaking time. I'll tell you that. Port Adelaide got off to a great start. Feel like they kicked a few at the end. Well, yeah, Fantasia always kills us no matter what. We obviously had a bit of struggles down back with the smalls and probably the talls as well, really. Yeah, we're just absolutely battered and bruised from pillar to post from start to finish. We settled well early and made a decent crack at it. Made Port Adelaide sort of earn it, but from there, yeah, it was one way traffic, and once again Geelong failing in September. For another time, one first final since 2011, and that was Isaac Smith missing after the siren. So destiny was definitely in Hawthorn's hands there, and they missed. And yeah, it was more relief that result than actual congratulating Geelong for winning the game, because Hawthorn definitely had their chance late to win that. And these first finals have been so disappointing, bye or no bye. No bye this time, and it didn't matter. We clearly weren't up to it. I don't know why we're never up for it. I'd have to be in the Geelong Geelong rooms there to sort of know what the preparation looks like, and I just don't get it. Why can't Geelong play like Port Adelaide did? Why can't you sometimes pinch a final that you don't deserve to win? We've seen Geelong play home finals and get home finals, once, and you go, cool, Geelong will win this, and Fremantle will defeat us for the first time since 2005. I think at GMHBA it might have been. Yeah, so damn frustrating. Just knowing knowing no matter what, no matter how high you finish, you're going to have a disappointing sort of September campaign, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem to translate into finals footy. But Port Adelaide showed the way of how to play finals football. They were so tough, they were brutal. Every cat had that got the footy was pressured by one or two Port Adelaide players. We were outnumbered every contest. We lost so many one-on-one contests, and Port clearly won the bulk of the key one-on-one contests. The moment the ball hit the ground, Port Adelaide were all over it. Post clearance, Geelong were awful. One of their worst post clearance games for the year. So that basically means once the ball's away from a stoppage, they're not getting the ground ball. They're not picking it up. They're not. They're not creating a contest there. I think Alir was playing for the Cats the way Geelong kicked it to him. It was just so frustrating and crazy. Once he got off to a good start, you go, cool, don't kick it near him, or put Cameron onto him, or do something. But they kept rowing on him for a little while, and they eventually switched him back. However, the damage was done early, and again, so many chances we just miss it, and it's whenever you need them that the moments fail. Cameron did a dribble, it missed. He had a set shot, he misses. Parfitt running into an open goal, he misses. The snap, and I think it nearly went out of bounds on the opposite pocket. Hawkins missing that first shot. Just you don't. Port Adelaide missed a few, obviously, but gosh, there's so many terrible turnovers in our back half, and so many players just willed under pressure, which was just so frustrating. I've probably talked about how Geelong have been terrible and not really acknowledged Port Adelaide, but I'm first to say it. Port Adelaide played an amazing game, probably their best game of the year, probably feels like one of the best games of the decade. But it always comes against Geelong, these games. So I generally don't give a lot of credit to the opposition because the opposition will play with what the opposition does to nullify the team to do. So we clearly Port Adelaide were able to get really good looks at goal. That the Cats gave the ball back to them in the back half, which you just can't do. And we continually did that. And then you get blokes out the back like Stevie Motlop, who plays one good game a year, and it's always against Geelong in the qualifying final. And their smalls killed us. The moment the ball hit the ground inside 50 was no good. Cats were fumbly. They weren't clean. They couldn't hit targets. We couldn't get the ball in our front half and keep it there. Free tackles inside 50 for us was absolutely deplorable. And our work rate just wasn't there. Our tackling pressure was so off, it wasn't funny. And we just looked so shaky down back. Our defence has just never looked so out of sorts. Tom Stewart, I called it pretty early, saying, I'm not sure if I said it on here, but I definitely would have said it amongst the inboxes with the guys, saying I don't think we will win the premiership without Stewart, but he's such a massive loss. Even if he does play this game, I still think we lose by 4.5, 5 goals anyway. Just with the way Port Adelaide were able to get field position and dominance around the post clearance almost. Because we were good around the stoppages, but once it left the stoppage and once the ball hit the ground, Port Adelaide were all over it. They were able to walk it out of defence, walk it out of the midfield, and then their forward line, again, had really solid looks at it. And we made it so easy for them. But we are just about the easiest side to play in finals history. We've won 6 out of the last 20 finals, I believe. It'd be 6 out of 19 or 6 out of 20 since the 2011 campaign. And that's just simply, Scotty can swing it however he likes, saying finals are hard to win. And this team's different to the team in 2011 or 2013. But I'm not buying it. It's not good enough. How can you have so many chances and give yourself so many promising opportunities and then continually fail year after year? It's just unbelievable. So I think that's the game summed up in a nutshell, really. I hope that provides pretty good clarity, short and sharp, if you want to call it that. But Port dominated around probably on the outside, I'd say. They had much more, looks inside 50, 60 to 45. We're normally around the 74, 75% mark. Our efficiency going forward wasn't really that great, and Port scored 1 set of every 2 entries, which hurts a fair bit. We got a fair run of the free kicks, and I think a majority of them were there. I think Port probably got a couple they didn't get, but free kick counts don't have to be 50-50, and clearly didn't really matter here because we couldn't get anything on the scoreboard. 5 of our goals were from turnover. That was one thing. Port went over, couldn't turn over the ball, but we couldn't make them turn over the ball because we didn't apply any pressure to them to turn it over. Hence, on the other side, the moment the Cats had it, the Port had 2 or 3 tackling every time. It was just why Port won this game. It was like their life depended on it, and Geelong clearly didn't have the same endeavour and intent. I don't know how, don't know why. Ask Chris the answer to that, and he'll still say, "Oh, there's things I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell that to the public." But this was amazing. 15 centre clearances to 3. But there's centre clearances and there's clearances and there's clearances. Our clearances were 1 metre handballs, dump kicks, turnovers. Like those raw numbers are good, but we didn't make them pay. And it didn't really. I reckon a lot of our clearances would have been 2 metre handballs to blokes under pressure and then turned over straight away from there. It's the only possible explanation for that. Port won the contested ball. If the Cats win a contested ball, they generally win. They lost the contested ball by 12. Felt like a lot more, but this was the killer here, and where Port got us. Plus 53 on the outside. A lot more turnovers, and I mean the marks are a big one. Marks in contested possession. It was a Port Adelaide game. We didn't get the game on our terms. Port Adelaide made us play a game we didn't want to play. It was fast, chaotic, and yeah, a game the Cats couldn't match. Couldn't get near Port Adelaide. So that's plus 31 in the marks. Marks inside 15, marks around the ground. We're normally better at, and we just it was a real liability tonight. You just so often see it was literally Jack Henry marking down back. No, hardly anyone else intercept mark, and that's a concern for me when Geelong aren't intercept marking. That's when things look pretty dire. Led for a little bit, but after Jeremy Cameron kicked his first, but not much more after that. And this stat here is just despicable as well, considering Port Adelaide won the disposals by 80, and then plus. What do we got? Plus 15 tackles, which is if you lose the possession battle, you're normally tackling the opposition, but to be out tackled and out possessed is just a clear lack of work rate and not being up for the fight. 3 tackles to 12 inside 50. It felt like every time the Cats player got it, they were tackled. And yeah, find that hard to believe, to be honest. But yeah, I'm going to get through this as quick as I can, the votes, because not many good players and a lot of passengers tonight, I felt. All right, 3 votes. I'm going Jack Henry. Where is he? 15 touches. He took 9 marks. Might have been even 10 marks at the end there. And a tackle, I thought, yeah, he did well down back. And if it wasn't for him, I think it would have been a probably 11-goal game, to be honest. So I thought, yeah, he was solid. 2 votes to Mitch Duncan. His first game in 10 weeks. And he got 33 touches, 13 marks, 3 clearances, gained a fair bit of meterage. He obviously took a lot of kick-ins, and I don't mind him kicking in, to be honest, because he's one of our best kicks, and you want a good ball user out of half-back. Yeah, he's clean. He turned over a little bit, but yeah, he cracked in pretty hard, I felt. 1 vote was really tough because there wasn't a lot of winners, I felt, but... yeah, I think I know who I'm giving it the vote to, but we'll just wait and see if anyone tickles my fancy here. I'll go Parfitt for the vote. He had a couple of points next to his name. Had he kicked that other one, would have been great, but he missed. 21 touches, 8 tackles, 5 clearances. So I thought, especially when the game was hot early on, I felt in the contest he was really tough and really cracking in hard. Not bad for 68% time on ground as well. And I thought he was really tough and battled pretty well. So I don't give Parfitt a lot of votes either. And yeah, I'll go through the rest, I guess, even though it's pretty futile. Dangerfield got 23, 8 clearances, 5 tackles. Danger tried hard, wasn't effective, and yeah, look, he probably tries nearly as hard as anyone, but that's not good enough. He's played some great finals, but he's not a great finals player. He fails on the big stage more often than not, sadly, and it hurts me to say that. And I'm sure he wouldn't like hearing it either, but it's a harsh reality. You see what Wines and Boak do, and you can't do the same. It's not just Paddy, it's the whole team, really, that didn't turn up, so I don't want to just single-handedly point out Patrick. I thought Smith was okay, kicked a point, and he got 23. Close played okay as well. He got the 17 touches, 4 tackles next to his name, and even got a clearance for his measure. Menegol's really disappointing. I don't know how he got 22, but it felt like he barely got the ball. Didn't really impact the game at all. He was rushed all night. He got pinged for holding the ball so many damn times. It was frustrating. Selwood kicked a goal, got 17 and 5 clearances. He was okay again, but once again, he's aging and he's not really that much of a damaging finals player either. Cam Guthrie was so disappointing. 17 touches. I don't know if he was tagging or what, but if he was tagging, it was pretty poor effort. Boak and Wines teaming up for 65 disposals. Guthrie's had such a disappointing back half of the year. I wonder if he's still injured. It might come out later on that he was. Hawkins, he kicked a couple on Mackenzie. And look, he tried he tried, but again, he didn't get much supply. And gave it a go. Simpson was, not too bad, but pretty quiet. Kicked a goal when it was really needed, when no one else could stand up. Myers, he missed a chance, and he literally gets one shot on goal a game, it feels, or two. He can't kick around the ground at all. He always misses targets. Blitzarves, he was sort of looks like he was in the ruck and on the wing and down back. He's all over the place, and I don't know. He was okay, but it wasn't. Didn't think he was that influential. Rowan got moved to the back line, and I saw actually some highlights recently of him playing in the back line for Sydney, and he was quite, he played all right from those Sydney games. But look, he was very well held, and look, a bit of run and carry from Rowan in the back half towards the end of the game, but not too impactful. Jeremy Cameron kicked one goal, two. Some chances he would have liked again, and paid 3 first rounders, and see what happens. But not his best game. Cole Jasny was absolutely terrible. He slips over at crucial times. I swear he does it on purpose half the time. He never wears the right boots. He gets pinged a bit. Atkins got a little bit of the ball, but again, didn't hurt that much. Higgins came on as meaty sub, got a bit of the ball. Henderson played, I think, the worst game I think he's ever played in his life. He looked shell-shocked, but why put him on Charlie Dixon? He's a drop-off intercept mark. He's not a full back like a Harry Taylor or a Blitzarves. I don't know if he should be in the team at all. I know we don't have stacks to choose from, but I think we need to change up that mix, because at the moment the ball hits the ground, we're always fumbly and looking pretty worn. Stanley, had some hit-outs, had some touches, but not really impactful. Hughes didn't get much of it. I think seemed like he had injuries. Dalhouse, again, just never really gets a lot of it. Couple of tackles, but need more than that. You see what you get out of Fantasia. You get 4 goals out of Fantasia, and you're never going to get that from Dalhouse, so I don't know why he's in the side. But anyway, O'Connor has got another hamstring injury on the same hamstring, so I don't know if the Cats need a hamstring coach. Clearly, they've had some troubles this season with O'Connor and Jeremy Cameron, who's had 3 hamstrings this year, and I think O'Connor's had 2 or 3 as well. So, that's a bit of a look at that game. Moving on to next week. I'd need the finals predictor out, but we're pretty much playing the winner out of GWS and the Sydney Swans. Oh, who would I rather win? I don't know. Maybe Sydney, because we didn't lose. We did lose terribly to them after being up by 29 points, and somehow finding a way to lose there after trying to protect the lead and not playing proper football as we've done so. But I've been you guys might have thought when round 23 was a bit savagery. This is why, because playing that kind of football and the way we've been playing the last little while has been very underwhelming and very disappointing. Again, there's been a little bit of injury to personnel, but every team has injuries and every team has personnel issues, but it's how you get through them. And, in years gone by, we've won the second week and gotten to the prelim, but it always feels like the loser the first week, it just looks absolutely chuck a line through them. But I genuinely feel like this year, Sydney or GWS, we lost to them both in the home and away. But even when Geelong beat teams in home and away, it doesn't matter, because they can't win in finals and don't have a good finals brand of footy. And Port Adelaide showed what true finals footy was all about. Brutal, tough in the contest, just absolutely going hard at it, playing for each other, linking up by hand and working together as a team. And but I mean, honestly, the space they got, gosh, I reckon Gold Coast Suns would have given us a run for our money the way we played tonight, honestly. So no, but full credit to Port Adelaide. They've just kept winning in the back half of the year, and they didn't lose at Marvel at all. And I think they've won 9 of their last 10, something like that. So, yeah, but also Geelong, I think, win 11 of 12 or 10 of 11 and doesn't equate to anything because they can't deliver in finals and they consistently don't deliver, and I'm consistently pissed off because they don't deliver it. Yeah, so Cats fans out there, we live to fight another week, but honestly, I find it hard to be optimistic when you've had such a poor few weeks and 44 points up in your home ground and you cough up a loss from there. That hurts a club culture a lot. And then you're coughing up just about the worst game of the season and probably one of the Cats' worst games of the decade. Most of the Cats' worst game of the decades end up in finals coincidentally. Not coincidentally, rather. But yeah, look, probably a 40-60 chance next week against Sydney or GWS. The thing that concerns me with them is they've got some great weapons and they play an honest, tough brand of football and they make you pay off turnover. Geelong is sloppy. Geelong just don't use the ball that well. They make everything hard work and it's just it just doesn't gel together nicely. But GWS and Sydney, they're great teams for auditing, and Geelong have failed their audits of late, so they're coming up against the auditors of auditors next week. And what these teams do so well is they lower their eyes. They're great off turnover, great from ball with their ball movement as well. And any team that lowers their eyes and puts pressure on us, we dwindle pretty quickly. So what I just want to see from Geelong next week is to not be the hunted and hunt. I don't know why the mindset is always like, I hope we don't get pressured. It's always, I hope the opposition doesn't play 120%. Finals footy, there's premierships on the line. They are going to be absolutely ruthless. I don't know how many times it takes you to be surprised that a team's going to come out playing like their life's on the line, which Port Adelaide did and Geelong clearly didn't. They played bruise-free, soulless football tonight, and I'm sick of it. So that's it from me, guys. Another Cats loss in September, 6 out of 20 since 2011. And not one premiership to show since 2011 for all the top 4 finishes we've had. So it's kind of been pointless, the whole exercise, to be completely frank. I reckon if Hawthorn or Richmond or any other side had, how many we've had? I think we've had 7 out of the last 9 years have been top 4s. I reckon most other teams conjure up probably three or 4 flags out of that. 7 out of 9 for the top 4, and Geelong have 0 to show for it, and probably we'll still have 0 to show for it after next week or the week after, whatever it ends up being. But most concerning thing is, if it bleeds, you can kill it, as Lee Matthews says. Well, that's bleeding from a vital artery. So anyway, thanks for sticking around, guys, for another review. You'll see at least one more Cats review this year. Hopefully it's a win, but yeah, I find it pretty hard to be optimistic, guys. Just I'm on the floor and I've been just being kicked repeatedly, just like the Cats were tonight, essentially. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the finals and hopefully get the win next week. And appreciate you guys joining in. I'll see you on the next video.